IAS.
Good morning, ma'am. Good morning, sir.
That's
Good morning,
all.
sir.
Morning, morning. Please have a
Right.
seat.
Thank you, sir.
What was your optional?
Sir, my optional was political science and
Take
international.
out the mask.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
आराम से करो.
Sir, my optional was political science and international relations. Sir.
Very good. How many attempts you've taken?
Sir, this is my fourth attempt, sir.
Your fourth attempt.
First
Yes, sir.
interview.
And first interview, yes, sir.
Fourth attempt and okay.
You seem like an absolutely outstanding student. Looking at your CGPA and all that your marks.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Ashutosh,
Yes, sir.
like sir just mentioned,
Sir,
having this score of 9.9 out of 10
sir.
is absolutely,
Kanpur.
it's absolutely wonderful.
Thank you, sir.
How did you and when did you change track?
PSI क्यों किया आपने? ये सवाल है.
Sir, I decided for the PSIR, Political Science and International Relation option, because when I decided to prepare for the civil services, I thought that it will help me in preparing for the other general studies paper as well. And also few of my friends had taken this optional, so I decided that I will be having a better company.
But so the thought of becoming an engineer
Sir,
in that field,
sir.
when did it go away from the mind?
Sir, during my graduation phase itself, sir, I had decided that I will be preparing for the civil services, and this is because the civil services provides this diversified opportunity.
Oh, that
for
is
the work
okay.
field.
That is. See, this is a very expected kind of a
Sir.
question which
Yes, sir.
every aspirant
Sir.
must prepare a suitable answer
Yes.
for this.
And also, sir, my mother has also been a primary motivation for me to prepare for the civil services examination.
Good.
Sir.
No, there is nothing wrong in that.
She
but,
motivated me, sir.
but then one does want to know why this switch over.
Sir.
Okay. Tell me, you have mentioned this interest as sun salutation.
Yes, sir.
Is it Surya Namaskar?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. And where is the need to read self-improvement books? Because this is your extracurricular activity.
Yes, sir.
What made you feel that you need to improve?
Sir, the quest for self-improvement should always be a primary drive for everyone. And for me, these books started as a sort of interest, but while reading these books, I've also applied certain of the tools and techniques that these books provide. For example, there is a technique of auto-suggestion, visualization, which I have used for improving my focus as well as for reducing the weight also, sir. So for my physical fitness also, these books have been very helpful, sir.
Achha. You got this gold medal, Dr. Pratik Mishra.
Yes, sir.
Who was he?
Sir, Dr. Pratik Mishra, he was an undergraduate student at IIT Kanpur from 2006 batch, and unfortunately he passed away a few years back. So his parents and his friends, they have instituted this medal in his honor, sir.
Okay. So you won that medal.
Yes, sir.
Very, very good. Tell me, what are the challenges that our country is facing today? The prominent challenges which, according to you, the country is facing today.
So the first challenge lies in the field of education. The learning outcomes, especially at the primary education level, are not up to the mark. The second challenge is in the field of rural development, because more than 60% population of India resides in the villages, and the rural distress that is being faced, especially in the post-COVID period, that poses a challenge. The third challenge lies in the skilling aspect, that is the youth, the demographic dividend that India has. For capitalizing that dividend, the skilling programs that are there, they are still not up to the mark, sir.
Can you explain this demographic dividend?
Sir, demographic dividend is a phenomena which occurs when there is a significantly young population in a country that is eligible to work and that can propel the nations to the greater height.
And what is happening in our country?
Sir, the median age in India is around 28 years, and we have around 56 to 60% population that is within the working age. However, we can see that around 50% of the workforce is employed in the agriculture sector, and there is a disguised unemployment there in agriculture sector. Secondly, the most of the workforce
Why do you use the word disguised?
Sir, seemingly the people seem employed in the fields. However, the marginal productivity of the labor is zero. That is, the number of the workers employed is more as compared to the what is needed there, sir.
So what is to be done?
So for that, I think we need to bridge the agriculture sector with the manufacturing sector, because that can become a driver of the jobs, and the food processing sector offers a promising opportunity in that field, sir. So promoting the food processing would generate the out of field employment, especially those who have certain agricultural background.
So what is the government doing? The government is aware of all these
Yes,
things.
sir.
So what are they doing?
Sir, government has launched PM Sampada scheme, in which the government is promoting the mega food parks, and recently in Devas district of the Madhya Pradesh, one of them was set up. Apart from that, creating the value chain and the supply chain, both the backward and the forward linkages, the marketing, quality control measures, and export promotion, like agriculture export promotion, these steps are being taken by the government to do this.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Ashutosh,
Yes.
you've lived all your life, it seems, in UP.
Yes.
You grew up in Lucknow, and then you made a transition just 80 kilometers away
Yes, sir.
to IIT Kanpur. So I expect that you know the UP economy reasonably well. I think your answers on the challenges were very reasonable. Can you walk us through what you believe are the challenges that the UP economy faces today and pre-COVID? I'm not talking about since COVID.
Sir, if we look at the contribution of the different sectors in the Uttar Pradesh economy, while at all India average level, the contribution of agriculture is just 17% of GDP, in Uttar Pradesh it is around 26% of the GSDP. And the contribution of service sector is less as compared to the all India level, around at 45%. So that, and being the most populated state of the India, this shows that there is a large number of unemployment and also under-skilled employment there. The second aspect is the infrastructural shortages. So different steps are being taken, but still the infrastructural bottlenecks, they remain. The third challenge in the economy lies in the service sector that is there. That service sector does not have the appropriate climate as of now, and because in past like Karnataka had the Silicon Valley, such kind of the legacy was not there in UP, but now recently that Noida such service cluster is being promoted. So these are, I think, the key issues. Thank you, sir.
So meditation and sun salutation, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So can I ask, when was the International Yoga Day initiated? Which year?
Ma'am, in 2014, ma'am, International Yoga Day was approved by the United Nations General Assembly when the proposal was submitted by India, and it is now celebrated on the 21st June every year.
And so yoga is seen to be part of the soft power, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So who gave that concept of soft power?
Ma'am, the idea of the soft power was given by Joseph Nye, and he held that the hard power alone is not sufficient to promote the national interest and to conduct the foreign policy. The soft power, that is the power of attraction, is the power, and this soft power is generated by the culture, by the political values of the country, and also by the foreign policy if it is legitimate and it has certain moral foundations.
Okay, so in recent years, what is, can you just name a couple of soft power arsenals that India has, apart from yoga?
Ma'am, the yoga and associated medical and wellness tourism is now becoming an important soft power that includes the Ayurveda, Unani, and naturopathy, Siddha, and homeopathy. The second one is the Bollywood and the music of the India that is becoming, and the Shalom Bollywood event was even organized when the former Prime Minister of Israel, Shri Benjamin Netanyahu, visited. The third is the cuisine aspect, and fourth is the architecture, and especially that with Southeast Asia, India has historical civilizational connect. The Ramayana and Buddhism are the living heritage, and India has initiated Project Mosam also to revive those cultural links with the Indian Ocean littoral nations. So that I think is also a component. And Indian diaspora, especially that in the USA, they are also a component of soft power.
Thank you. So,
Thank you.
So, just to start up with a simple question. You studied from St. Fidelis College, Lucknow.
Yes, sir.
Who was St. Fidelis?
Sir, Fidelis Roy, he was one of the famous saint, and he was born in the Germany in 1586, and thereafter he did his doctorate in philosophy from the University of the Freiburg in I think 1620s, and later on he played a prominent role for the becoming the voice of oppressed people in the Germany, and he also helped in the spread of Christianity in Germany.
Okay. I'll put a sentence before you. Indian history is a history of betrayals. How would you react on this? What would be your view?
Sir, I believe that India as a nation had a lot of potential, but when we see the lot of invasions that have happened and how especially the 200 year of the colonial rule, that was result of the betrayals by many of the people. For example, we can see the Mir Jafar as is his betrayal with the Siraj-ud-Dawla, and I think one of the betrayals was also done with the last Nawab of Awadh, that is Nawab Wajid Ali Shah. I don't know exact person's name. So these betrayals have been the cause for the foreign powers to take the colonial rule and spread the rule over India.
Do you think that if Second World War had not taken place, would India have got its independence?
Sir, I think that India's independence was won on the values of non-violence and satyagraha, and because of the mass political awakening of the people. Though the Second World War did cripple the capacity of the Britain to perpetuate its military rule, but nevertheless, even if it would not have happened, Indians would have definitely won the freedom struggle.
Okay, very good. You will be joining the Indian Administrative Service.
Sir.
You will be given the role of a leader also.
Sir.
It presupposes certain leadership qualities.
Sir.
Supposing you have been asked to deliver a result, you have to ensure a delivery of a particular result, and you have a choice between an honest but an inefficient officer, or a dishonest but an efficient officer. How would you go about choosing the right man? Wrong man for the right job or right man for the job, whatever it is?
Sir, I think that choosing an honest person, even though he or she is inefficient, I would choose that person, because the efficiency of the person can be improved by providing the training and the skills.
But you have to deliver the result.
Yes, sir.
How would you ensure that result is also delivered in time?
So that would involve giving the motivation to the person, and also the assistance. Certain assistance can also be provided in the form of additional workforce, in the form of technological resources. But I think the moral compass of a person cannot be changed. That comes with an inherent quality of a person.
So I'll give you another sentence. Very good answer. I'll give you another sentence. I just want your reaction on that. Religion is the opiate of the masses.
So,
How would you? You are given an opportunity to speak on this, what would you say?
Sir, this statement by the Karl Marx, it is one of the driving force behind his materialistic ideology, and he believed that the religion is the one that keeps the masses under the darkness, and they do not understand the real economic reason. But in my opinion, as we can see from the Indian civilization, and even Dr. B.R. Ambedkar said in the context of the Buddhism that it nourishes the soul of an individual. And when we look at the religious books of India like Gita, they give the ideal of a sthit pragya, that is a person established in the wisdom. So these kind of values, I think, make a person realize his or her true moral, intellectual, spiritual and materialistic potential of a person. So religion is a driver of that, and I would not completely agree with the Karl Marx's statement.
Yes, very good. Okay.
Sir.
Okay, tell me, Ashutosh.
Sir.
I wanted to ask you something about your main engineering point. What are rare earth elements? What are they?
So rare earth element consists of the, I think, 70 lanthanides, yttrium and scandium, and these are the elements that have now become very important when we see in the context of electronics industry, and they find a role in developing various elements like the chips, etc.
This is what I was wanting to know, because you've done an electrical engineering. So tell me, what are we doing about it?
Sir, India has a public sector undertaking, India Rare Earth Limited, and it at Chavara in the Kerala, and at Manvala Kurichi in the Tamil Nadu, and at the Chhatrapur in Odisha. The rare earth metals are being mined, and I think zircon and ilmenite are being mined. And apart from that, there is the large scale thorium reserves also in the monazite sand of the Kerala. So India is looking to exploit those resources as well.
Okay, tell me, semiconductors
So,
utilize many of these rare earth elements and other things, and all modern avionics and satellites and going deep into space,
Sir.
your space travel.
Sir.
So rare earth elements are very, very important.
Sir.
Okay. Now, what are we doing about semiconductors? Because a few weeks back it came out that the vehicles are not being fully fabricated because of lack of semiconductors.
Yes, sir.
So what are we doing about it?
Sir, Cabinet has approved the India Semiconductor program. That is a 76,000 crore scheme that has been approved,
Okay.
and it involves the manufacturing of the fabrication of the semiconductor and the display panels. And recently, Vedanta and Foxconn, they have submitted a proposal for manufacturing of the 28 nanometer to 65 nanometer of the chips.
Do we have the people to do it? Do we have that technology?
Sir, many foreign companies and have given their proposals, though the fabrication, especially the software part, the designing part, India has a talent. Like there is one of the company, I'm not able to recall its name. It engages in that the designing aspect, but the manufacturing technologies is still not there, and India has signed an MOU with Taiwan for that.
Tell me, you're from IIT Kanpur.
Sir.
Is there any MTech course in the semiconductors and things like that? Anything specialization in certain things like that? Otherwise, see, you're BTech. If I were to ask you, ki, look, you've done BTech, can you innovate?
Sir.
The answer would be no.
Sir.
I will not be able to innovate.
Sir.
If you tell me what to do, how to assemble, that I will do.
Sir.
I had the opportunity to interact with the Bharat Electronics, huge hundreds of engineers.
Okay, sir.
All of them told me, कि sir, hai, we have the capability to understand everything, I cannot innovate. Unless you get somebody from IIT, MTech in this, they may be able to do it, we can't. That is what I was wanting to know.
Sir, IIT does offer MTech and the semiconductor electronics and VLSI. It is one of the branches in which the person who has done the BTech in IIT Kanpur can pursue his or her MTech. And one of my friends was also doing the research work in the area like organic electronics as well, wherein the substrate will not come from the semiconductor but from the organic substrate will be there, and it will be able to perform the electronics. And we have a lot of such initiatives that are being taken, sir.
Okay, I just wanted to know
Sir.
the inside story since you are a good student of IIT, so I thought it.